Well, how y'all doing? It's Monday. We made it through the weekend. Good deal. And before I get started, I hope all our blue dot mothers and indeed all the red dot mothers in the world, whoever's mother, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. I hope it was just filled with joy and everything. And too bad it's over too quick because now it's Monday again. And now we got to start talking about crap. But before we get to talking about crap, let's talk about the t-shirts for just a second. I put my Etsy store up, and I put it up after I got it made a deal there with a t-shirt place. And after I got that first shirt I wore the other day, I had some inquiries, and I called and asked about it, and I didn't get the answers I wanted to. So I found another person, which I think is a much better deal and much better product. So now if you go to the Etsy store, you can order the shirts in white, black, gray, purple, blue. Blue looks good there. I looked at that one. And the sizes, we've increased the sizes also. So in case you need a larger size, we've got that on there. And it looks like a much better deal. And I'm just glad to have that up there. If you already made an order for a shirt and you want to change the order from a white shirt to a different color, you can message us at the Etsy store, referencing your customer number there, and your preference for color, and we'll change your order to whatever color you want, the black, the purple, whatever. So I don't want anybody getting a shirt that they thought they want something else. Anyway, that was a whole lot to do this morning, so I got all of that done, and we're solid in our numbers, and so order away. I was asked by a couple people now, John, what are you going to do with that money from the t-shirts? Well, I've been pretty upfront with y'all. I told you all I didn't want to open a GoFundMe page to get funded for t-shirts. I don't like people donating to me like that. So we started the Patreon page. The Patreon page did real good, but it didn't produce enough, and I would have to have waited several months for the Patreon page to produce the money. So I had to take other actions, and along with the post office box that I went and rented, which was a substantial amount of money for that, and the boards and the little camera here that I have now, that all cost money, so I had to come up with money. So, you know, I told y'all before, I make belt buckles, but I can't make belt buckles until I have a machine to plug it back into. So I put my machine up as a loan. So the answer to that question is, I want to get my machine back. Making belt buckles is my hobby, and it's not a big problem. We'll get that done, but I don't imagine I'll be making millions. But anyway, that's the first thing I want to do, and some other minor little things that we've had to put back. But that's what we're going to do with the money, and if we get rich after that, we'll have a party or something. I don't know. We'll donate it to a good cause or whatever. But right now, I need to get my equipment back. So that's what we're going to do there. Get all that done. Now, the shirt. The shirt is actually mine. Kinky Freeman, independent Texan. Y'all have heard me talk about him before. I like him a lot. Got a big poster of him right over there on the ceiling. Actually, it's so big it wouldn't fit on the wall. We put it on the ceiling, so when you walk in my shop, you look up, you see Kinky Freeman. He's the old boy that I told y'all whose famous quote to me is politics, made from two words. Poly, the Greek word meaning many, and ticks, blood-sucking parasites. And that's a pretty good description of politics. And Kinky Freeman, that's his quote, and we like old Kinky. Anyway, a lot going on with the FBI thing. Get my mouth working here. Because Comey's associates out there are talking about what he's going to do and what he ain't going to do. Well, we already know that he said no to a Senate Intel Committee closed-door meeting. They wanted to meet behind closed doors. Comey said no. Well, he don't want another closed meeting with the House either. He wants an open court. And that's pretty smart, I think. We're not dealing with a dummy here. Comey ain't stupid. I think he did something stupid with that letter that he sent out 11 days before the vote. But there's business to be talked about. And I think if he gets in an open session there might be things he can't talk about in open session. And he can say that. Like, is Trump a treason? Well, I can't say yes or no to that. You know what I mean? He can dance around things in an open session. He can give generality, confirm information, and confirm what I think we already know, that his ass is under investigation. And but then when it comes down to specifics, if he denies or fails to answer a question, well, we can just about figure out what the question is and what the answer is. And so we've got a lot coming up. That's going to be happening pretty soon. The only answer to me is an independent prosecutor to look into this. Anything short of that, we're looking at the list of people he's putting up as FBI. And no, baby, no. Is Senator Corden? I don't think so. No, baby. I don't want no politician for head of the FBI. How's that shit? How about do somebody who has a little background in law enforcement? I don't want some senator flunky of yours coming up there and getting it. That's bullshit. And don't even think about Trey Gowdy. That's bullshit. That's Mr. Benghazi. Spend millions and millions and millions on Benghazi and now it's all over. Well, he ain't interested in squat. He used dead Americans to further his little political game there that he did. And I don't forget that shit. Anyway, Trump's out there pushing his Election Integrity Commission. Integrity Commission. What's that? That's a voter fraud. Voter fraud. The one that says, Spicer says it's a belief that he maintains. Not that it's true, it's that he maintains it. Spicer's way of just selling you. He's a wacko. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Imaginary illegal voters out there just coming from Mars, I guess, in there to vote for Hillary because they're all after Trump. Yeah, all that kind of shit that he's ate up with. And it ain't working for him. That's nothing but going into voter suppression. That's what it is, to try to purge as many Democratic voters off the rolls as they possibly can before 2018. That's what that investigation's about. His integrity ain't got shit. They should be ashamed to even use that word in anything they put out. There is nothing in his office that has anything to do with integrity. He doesn't know what the mean is. He's a little Donnie Dick who's in there to steal money, and he'll steal it any way he can. I did see where the farmers are a little pissed off at him because, his immigration plan kind of interferes with harvesting, because a lot of migrant workers come up from Mexico to work in those fields. And now with Trump up there blabbing his mouth all over the place against anybody that's brown, well, they're not too comfortable coming. So Trump's having to reassure the farmers that he's gonna issue those temporary visas for agriculture reasons, because he doesn't want to piss off the farmers now. What are you going to do about construction later on when them guys come humping around saying, hey, wait a minute, we got guys that work for us too. We want special visas too. And then your ass is out there giving visas to everybody, but building a wall. Aren't you wonderful, Donald? So ignorant. I did see where the Supreme Court didn't throw it out, just didn't want to see it, North Carolina voter ID law. Remember the one that was struck down before because it targeted African Americans with surgical precision? That's what the investigation found, and they turned that law down because it targeted African American people from voting, because that's what they do. Voter suppression. It's all about that Election Integrity Commission. If we can get your ass off the voter rails, that's fine with him. But anyway, it was overturned. Well, they went back. Now that tells you a lot. They went back to the Supreme Court for an appeal. And the Supreme Court said, get your ass out of here, because it's lousy. Because it targets African Americans with surgical precision. But they insist on bringing it back. What more do you need to know about the Republican Party and where it has gone than that kind of shit? That kind of shit. They still want to do it. It's been pointed out that it targets black people from voting, and you're okay with that as a Republican. That's bullshit. That's not the American way, but it's turned into the Republican way. Gerrymandering, purging the voter ID laws, closing the voting places down earlier, not giving enough time to vote, or making it so there's a line 10 blocks long. That's voter suppression. That is trying to keep you from voting. And the Republicans are just masters at that shit. So we need to watch out for that shit. Because there's a lot of shit. What happens when you got shit? Well, Carrie and Terry Dowling out in Redmond, Oregon, they know what to do when there's shit all over the place. Well, you have to use toilet paper to get that shit off you. And they sent me a roll of Dump Trump toilet paper. I like that. That's pretty cute. Dump Trump. And I'm going to make a little stand for that because I want that in my shot from now on. Wherever I put it, I'm going to make a little stand for that and put it there so we can see it all the time. But Carrie and Terry Dowling up there in Redmond, Oregon, thank you for that. That was very cute. Got that box and I said, that's not a t-shirt. Something's in there rattling. And opened it up and there it was. So that was a real kick in the butt, and we got a good laugh out of that. And let me see. Oh, everything else going on. Did you hear what Kellyanne Conway said? It's up there being reported that Kellyanne Conway, when she's yakking about Donald and telling me all alternative facts and bullshit, that when the camera goes off, she's telling people she needs to take a bleach shower for having to put up with the bullshit that Donald puts out. Now, I think that's just funny. Poor old Kellyanne. She has to lie. Because everything coming out of Donald Trump's mouth is a bunch of bullshit. So, of course, Spicer has to go out there and do his little dance, and Kellyanne has to go out there and do her little dance, and they turn the cameras off, and Kellyanne's about sick. Now, that got reported on, so you know it ain't going to be long before Kellyanne is going to lose her job, probably, because that's going to come out in the news, and Donald's going to get his feelings hurt, and he's going to run her off. I wonder if her husband's going to lose his job, because, you know, he went to work for Trump, too. It's like all of them. Newt Gingrich's wife, what was Callista Gingrich, is now going to be the Vatican to Rome. I mean, the ambassador to the Vatican. I'm sorry. Anyway, all your wives and husbands and all, come down and get a job down at Trump Towers. Get the Trump Circus. We got 3 rings going. We can put you somewhere. That's what it is. Really? The one that looks like a plastic, I swear I've been watching that woman for, what, 5-6 years. Her hair has not changed a single hair out of place. That woman is made out of plastic. I swear she is. Look at her. And then look at her 10 years ago. You'll see the same thing. Anyway, Kellyanne's husband, Mitch McConnell's wife, now Gingrich's wife. And, you know, that narcissism, it just spreads all over the place. You know, if you're my buddy, you're my friend, you're in. If not, get out. And I wonder if she pledged a loyalty pledge. Anyway, Kiki, I hope you're doing fine out there, buddy. If you ever see me on here, we're still supporting you. To my blue dots all across the country. This is going to start rolling. We know what he did with that threatening thing about those tapes. It tells me there's tapes. I want to see a subpoena for those tapes. Prove they don't exist, Donald. And we need to push that. We need to stay out in the street. This thing is going to start gaining momentum. We're asking for a special prosecutor. And that's one thing that really pisses me off. There ain't a single Republican in the House is for an independent prosecutor, an independent investigation. No, they're all standing with Donald because they all they're getting in line, buddy. We're coming after your asses. We're going to do everything we can to vote every one of your asses out, including any Democrat that tries to play wishy-washy with this shit. Because we need to stay tough. They play tough. We need to stay tough. Well, I've told y'all before with that. You know, we're a bunch of pansies, and we need to be forceful as they did with the Benghazi investigation. We need to act just like they did during the Benghazi thing. Oh, Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi. Yeah? Well, I want to see Russian. Nothing on his ass except that. Until he either releases his tax returns or he resigns. I would prefer to see him resign. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel, John Bravo, a Blue Dot in Texas. Carrie and Terry, I appreciate the toilet paper there. I'm gonna keep that there. I like that. But if I ever have to, because I don't plan on getting none of that Trump shit on me. But if anybody I ever do, well, I'll offer it up to him to get the shit off of their name. Anyway, stay away from him because he'll get shit on YouTube. Y'all have a good day. It's Monday. Glad we had a good weekend. I got to go fix a plumbing problem now. Life goes on. So y'all have a good day. Enjoy it. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.